Good morning, everyone. How are we? I'm Belinda, and I'm with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live. Good morning. Good morning. I hope that we're all having a lovely morning. Ready to seize our day, ready to connect in with our true selves and find out what's going on, what the body needs, what the spirit needs. If you are new to our home yoga practice, this is a progressive program where we get to develop our own personal connection to the 8 limbs of yoga. This week, and so we work with an actual kind of structured system of what's the yoga plan for the week. And this week, the plan is feeling rather than thinking. Good morning, Claudia. Feeling rather than thinking. We set an amount of time, and that's for you to set for your whole week as far as how much time each day you're going to dedicate to your practice, and then kind of stick to it. And then we observe. We do the thing and observe, and we write it down maybe in a journal, okay? So keeping track of what our observations are. And then lastly, guidance, getting some guidance from a teacher or from a text. Maybe you're going to commit to reading an entire book, for a couple of months or a couple of weeks. And just stick to that guidance. This week, I decided feeling rather than thinking, kind of get out of our way in our head. I'm going to show you all a bit of like what that's about. And I'm going to bring this in here. Let's see here. If I take this off. Start to connect with those other bodies and listen to them. Well, many of us have given the keys and turned them over to the brain, right? We talked about that yesterday, that irresponsible driver. So turning things over and listening. I want to open up today with a reading from Rolf Gates from Meditations on the Mat. If you have that book or want to get it, the day that I'm reading from is day 108. All right. So find a way of sitting. Let's just call this our morning check-in meditative space. So if you want to sit with your back against the wall for comfort, just so that you can hear. And don't worry about catching it all. If you want to hit replay or on demand on this, go ahead. You can hear it or actually go get it. I don't have my hard copy, so I'm reading it off of an ebook. Let's take a moment and let the waters still. Inviting ourselves in for our practice of connection. Yoga means to connect or yoke. Opening ourselves to connecting with other layers of ourselves. Not trying to shape it or develop it. Open ourselves to connecting to what is going on right now. What is the truth of the moment in our breath, in our bodies, in our minds, our spirit. The growth we encounter in yoga is dramatic. Physically, mentally, and spiritually, we are born anew. I have athletic students for whom the initial effect is mostly spiritual. A whole new world opens before them. For the bad backers, like myself, the initial breakthrough is on the physical plane. One morning we get out of bed without pain. Others find freedom from compulsive worry or obsessive planning to be the first fruits of yoga. But for all of us, there's a honeymoon during those first months as we imagine all our problems evaporating as quickly as the nagging ache in our low back. In some ways, this honeymoon is very helpful because it provides much needed momentum in the difficult process of change. Inevitably, though, the honeymoon eventually gives way to some issue that simply will not budge. Even in the bloom of our new passion, we realize there are still grave problems at work or at home. Liberated from our obsessive thinking, we discover the depression, grief, or pain that's hidden underneath. As our spines become increasingly flexible, we begin to understand the extent of the physical consequences of decades of compensating for the bad back. Then we embark on a period of reconstruction, and this is where the real work begins. In A Course in Miracles, the adage, "Many are called, but few are chosen," is used to suggest that although life offers all of us countless opportunities for growth, all too few of us bother to pick up the signals. We don't choose to hear the message. In yoga, the first real setback has the potential to be the last, unless we are willing to persevere with patience. Preeminent Hatha Yoga teacher B.K.S. Iyengar calls faith a yoga vitamin, and patience is truly an unsung aspect of faith. Our practice takes us into the unknown. We deliberately head out into new terrains off the charts of our familiar world. Such exploration calls for radical faith. But our faith need not be without some underpinning. Shakespeare reminds us that we heal by degrees. We will have bad days and good days in practice, as in life. Sometimes the progress of yesterday seems to have evaporated today. I know I've been there. And yet there's always movement. As long as we show up and do the work, healing will happen. This is the message we must be willing to hear. We must be prepared to bear witness patiently to the degrees by which we move forward. As we learn to celebrate these moments in our practice, we refine our appreciation for subtlety and learn to appreciate growth in those around us as well. And as we practice patience on our mats, our ability to stay with difficult postures, both on and off the mat, grows. I like to say that new terrain, that unfamiliar territory, is learning the language of feeling within us, not the language of thinking. We almost have to take the word language out. Can we trust our feelings? Can we trust getting to know them? Can we be okay even if they're scary or bad feelings? And I put that in air quotes because I really don't believe that there are bad feelings. They just are. We have a spectrum of sensation and emotion that we get to explore. All right, so for those who are new, I'm going to pop up one more time the koshas. What we're practicing this week is feeling spirit, our soul, our inner bliss. If you're new, please listen to your physicality. If it says, hey, the nervous system says, we need to stop, we need to take a break, do that. If something inside of your emotions say, whew, all right, I'm going to take a break because I really don't want to go there. Find what's right for you. And we're going to get moving today. Maybe get a blanket, get a block or a strap. Take a moment and still the waters after what just came from our reading. Maybe jot something down. We're here to make this practice our own, not to follow mine. I'm deeply appreciative of anyone who is joining us today. And we're going to continue with a continuous flow today, all right, in asana. Let's remember the first limb of yoga, our yamas. 5 elements of those in that first branch of the school of yoga, of the tree of yoga. non-harming, truthfulness, non-stealing, moderation, and non-hoarding. I'm also going to practice that second limb. This is me reminding myself, and that second limb is purity, discipline or devotion, contentment, self-study, and surrender or humility. Third branch, working on this physical body to keep it as healthy of a vessel as I can. Fourth branch, connecting with my breath so that the breath can carry my spirit and my body together. Fifth branch, my senses, and becoming aware of my senses and not letting them dictate my life and my actions and behaviors. Sixth branch, my connection to concentration and focus. Seventh branch, meditation, being willing to be present in a non-reactive way. And then the eighth branch, the eighth limb of the tree of yoga, unification. It's the whole, right? None of the branches are the tree. Even the tree trunk isn't the tree. All of the elements plus the leaves and the roots and the sap inside of it, all of it is the tree of yoga. So I'm going to try to bind them all together. All right. Feel free at any point in time during this live stream, type in a comment, a question, and I'm always looking up. So let's make this as interactive as we can, because this is for you. Whatever's popping into your head about, ooh, I'm noticing this. I'm noticing this emotion comes up. I'm noticing heat in this area of my body. All right. And feel free to share if there's something that you have a question about, wonder if it's a problem, or maybe something awesome occurs. All right, let's come to our hands and knees, finding our child's pose. If your wrists are sensitive, try not to be on them for very long. You could always make a fist and rest on the knuckles to take some of that pressure out. We'll widen the knees out. If you need a blanket under your knees for added cushioning, give yourselves what you need. We'll arrive in our child's pose, maybe knees wide, making space for the belly. Arrive within yourself, all of the layers of yourself, your physical being, and feel all of the sensations of your physical body. Everything in contact with the mat, clothing on your body, air around your skin. Feel all of your senses, your hearing, your taste, your smell, your touch, your sight. Notice the sensations that come with breath. Notice the physical locations that you're aware of your breath. Let's notice the mind as a feeling, as an emotion. Commit that you're here to connect and not harm. Ahimsa, non-harming. We'll breathe in as we come forward to hands and knees. Shift forward into our hands and knees plank. Exhale as we lower to our bellies. Breathe in and lift the chest cobra, shoulders back. Exhale, lower it down. Let's respect the body and its limitations. Breathe in and lift. What are we feeling up and down the spine, in the arms and the wrists? Exhale, lower. Breathe in and lift. Keep the hips down. Don't strain. Find the breath. Feel it as sensation and lower. One more time. Where can we feel the breath? Inhale. Exhale, lower. Breath in, come up to hands and knees. Step that right foot up, left hand down, twist. Now I'm just bringing my right hand behind my hip. Some of you may wish to open that arm. Honor the physical sensations in the body. Maybe that's too much pressure on your left knee or your left wrist. Right hand down, step that right knee back, stepping that left foot up. Feel your belly, feel your spine, and twist. Maybe look down, Take a break anytime you wish. Do something differently if that's what you feel called to do. Feel your breath, feel your physical body. Feel it moving at the suggestion of the mind. Left hand down. We're going to step the right foot up and roll the spine up. Breathe in and lift. Your feet can be apart or together. How are you carrying yourselves in your body? Forward fold. Let the upper body go. Feel that surrender and humility. Roll the spine up. Feel the feet and the legs standing you. Breath in, lift. Torso helping you reach upward and aspire. Exhale, forward fold. Release the upper body down. Half flat back. We'll bring the right hand down, maybe to a block or to the floor, and twist. What's moving and what's stuck? Breath in. Breath out. Left hand down. Root into it. Feel what feels sturdy and revolve. Breath in. Breath out. What are we feeling? What does stuck feel like? What does strain feel like? What does strength feel like? And release. Forward fold. Let's roll the spine up. Breathe in and lift. Exhale, forward fold, release. Half flat back. Let's step it back to plank. Now you can be at extended plank or hands and knees plank. Breath in and lower yourselves down. Inhale, lift. Can you feel your back body as well as your belly and the front of your thighs? Exhale back to hands and knees. Step that right foot up and twist. Good. Let's bring the right hand down. Find a flow that works for you. We're going to come up. Feel what feels tense, what feels stretchy. Can we start to feel a spectrum of feeling in the stretchy? Hands down. Step that right knee back. Let's step the left foot up. Notice what you feel as you move the limb. Right hand down and twist. Notice what you feel as you're in the action of moving, not the static ending of the twist. Breath, physical body sensation. Breath, body sensation. Good. Let's bring the left hand down, making our way up. Breath in, ease in any area that feels strain. Maybe dip down into the hips. What does freedom feel like? What does dis-ease feel like? Hands down, step that left knee back. Maybe close the eyes. Let's find a plank that works for us and lower down. How does that help us if we close the eyes, have a sensory experience? Breath in and lift. Exhale, child's pose. Sinking the hips back. Feel your spine, your ribs, your organs. Anything that's feeling strain, what do you need to do to create more ease? Notice the emotional response to any discomfort that we feel. Let's flip the palms up here. With the arms extended out in front of us, what are we feeling in the arms, the shoulders? How connected do we feel to this region of our bodies? Good. Let's flip the palms down. Breathe in. Come forward to hands and knees. Step the left foot up. Tuck the back toes. Step the right foot up. Roll the spine up. Feel your legs. Maybe let your hands trace your body as you come up. Breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, gentle side bend. Breath in. Let's lift. Exhale, side bend. What does the whole left side of the body feel like? Let's do that again. Breathe in. What does the front of the body feel like? Exhale, over. Inhale, no, Puma. Exhale. This is my yoga partner, and I fear she wants to jump in my arms. Breath in and forward fold. Let's hold. Look at your feet. Are they in an even positioning? Are the toes angled outward? Maybe shift forward and back. What are we feeling in the backs of the legs? In the back of the spine? What are we feeling in our neck? Are we yielding and surrendering? Or are we trying to do something? Bend the knees, sink the butt back, lift the chest chair. Now your feet together, knees together, or feet apart, knees apart. Hands can be to prayer. Weights in the heels. Stop licking me. Breath. Maybe scoop the tailbone under, back and forth. Feel. Start to notice heat building, maybe exertion. What does it feel like? Where in the body are you aware of it? What can you do to alleviate? There is a cat crawling up my back. Breath. Oh, goodness. Good. Let's lay the chest on the thighs. Reach forward. Back up to chair. Reach forward. And forward fold. Let it go. Half flat back. Right hand down, maybe to the floor or a block. And let's twist. And switch. Left hand down and twist. What's moving in the body? What doesn't want to move? What can you feel about the areas that are moving or not moving? Can you feel the breath in this shape? How does the breath feel? How does it make us feel emotionally? And release, forward fold. Half flat back. Let's step it back to plank. Find the plank that works for you. Lower down to your bellies. Breath in, lift the chest, relax your backside. Exhale, come to hands and knees. Just step the right foot up. Left hand down and twist. Hold. What's moving in the chest, in the spine? Good. Bring that right hand down. Coming back up and lift. What's changed about the spectrum of sensation? Bring the hands down. Step that right knee back. And let's step the left foot up. Right hand down and twist. What is our relationship to sensation right now? Stay with the breath. Be a living, feeling body. A living, feeling body of breath, of flesh, of wisdom. Left hand down, bringing ourselves up, sinking into that hip if you like. Step into a new sensation. Try a new layer. Good. We'll bring the hands down, step to plank. Maybe find extended plank. Maybe stay on the knees and lower to elbow height. Back up. Down dog. Push the heels down. Hips up. Let the head go. What can we be aware of in the surface of our palms? How much pressure is actually being pressed through each digit? What does equilibrium feel like? What does imbalance feel like? Pressing the heels back and away. Those heels never have to touch the floor. Tilt the tailbone up. Beautiful. We'll bring the right knee down, step the left foot up. We're going to tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg, and spin that foot flat. And bring ourselves up for warrior two. Left knee is bent. Seeing if we can keep that left knee over the left heel. Opening that thigh. Both hips square to the screen. Spine lengthening. Hold a lot of feels, right? But what can we feel in the feet? What are the arches doing? What about the skin on the tops of the ankles? Can you feel air current somewhere in your body? As well, can you feel the muscles that are working? Smaller muscles in certain areas, bigger muscles in other areas. Lengthening those arms, maybe the gaze coming over that left arm, shoulders releasing. And then feel the heat of activation, the heat of working. And left elbow to the left knee, lengthen that right arm. Thrust the hips a bit so that we can feel that right hip. Push into the baby toe edge of that right leg. What does the entirety of that strong and straight right leg feel like? The calves, the shins, the toes, the right fingers and wrists. Breath. Bringing ourselves up, straighten. Good. Heels together, facing one another, toes aiming out, sinking down, Buddha squat. Maybe scoop the tailbone under a bit, asking those knees to rotate outward, upper thigh rotating outward. You could even use those hands. Feel the feels. Some of you might be right here. Others of you may be way down here. Feel. Now let's twist, twist. Upper shoulder, twist. What are we feeling? Feel your breath. Work together. Don't let the mind dominate the body. If the body needs a break, are you listening? Good. Going to straighten the left leg, spin on the left heel. Warrior two on this side. Feel your heart rate. Feel your organs. Feel your mind as an emotion. Where are you right now? What is the current state of truth that you are living and experiencing? Right elbow to the knee or thigh, reaching, lengthening. What does lengthening feel like? Is there fight in the lengthening? Is there surrender and humility in it? What is our base doing? What is our midsection doing? Throat, neck. How is this whole body expressing our spirit? Bringing ourselves back up. Good. We're going to bring those heels together one more time. Breath, sink, slowly straighten, and feel the spectrum of feeling changing as we start to come up, and then slowly bringing it down, 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 and up, not being in a rush, wanting to feel the back of our body as we lower it down, buttocks, low spine, around the waist, all of our skin, and back up. Feel the front of the body, front of the inner thighs, groin, belly, chest, and lower shins. Feel the shins, the calves, the ankles, toes, and back up. Good. We're going to bend the left knee, spin on the right heel, warrior two, hands down, step to plank, Lower through. Reach the arms out in front of us. Breath in and lift the legs, lift the chest, and lower. Notice your mind right now. Are you just trying to get through something, or are you totally invested into just saturating into feeling? Breath in and lift, and lower. Soften and let go, let go, let go. We're not doing. Inhale, lift, and lower. And lift and hold and breathe. And lower it down. Turn your head to one side. Deep breath. Sigh it out. Turn your head to the other side. What are we aware of in our physicality? What's surprising about what we're aware of? What's surprising about what you feel? We'll bring the palms down alongside the waist. Press our way up to hands and knees. Good. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Look at your feet and change something. Maybe step them out a little wider. Maybe kick the heels out. Maybe have the legs a little closer. Bring your attention into your base, your toes, your feet, your ankles, your hands, the bones in your hands and each digit, your wrists. What muscles have to be tense and active to give you structure and stability? And what muscles can let go? How free does the breath feel here? What is possible for us to feel in our breath here? Lifting through the hips, releasing through the neck. Good. Let's bring the left knee down. Step the right foot up. Tuck the back toes. Straighten the back leg. Spin that leg flat. Bringing ourselves up for warrior two. Roll the shoulders back. Scoop the tailbone under. Feel where we are. What areas of the body are we more aware of? Due to what sensation? Elbow to the knee, extended side angle. Maybe thrust the hips. Feel your hips, your pelvis, your groin. Maybe squeeze inner thighs and notice a range of spectrum of feeling. Relax the belly and let the breath in and notice the sensations as your flesh kind of expands. Bring ourselves back up and reverse. Make room for the breath. Work together. Breath and body, not the mind. Straighten the front leg. Bringing ourselves up. I'm going to keep my back to you. Heels together. Sinking it down. Buddha squat. Hands behind our head. And side to side. Feel your sides. Feel your feet, each toe, and your sides. Feel your neck. Can you encourage ease in your neck? Be in your breath. What's going on in your breath at your nostrils, in your mouth, in your throat, in your belly? Calm the center. Release those arms. Warrior 2, other side. So we're going to spin on that right heel. Right leg straight. Shoulders down. Feeling heat glowing. I have heat glowing, and I feel it mostly from my center, but it's emanating out. My hands are hot, but my feet are not. I'm not saying that that's what you should feel. I'm just sharing what I'm noticing that I'm feeling. I can feel a little dampness in the middle of my back from perspiration. Reverse. Where can you feel the breath? What feels restricted? What's saying hard stop? Red light, and are you listening? Straightening the front leg, squeeze the thighs, breath. Feel space being created. Feel states of change going on. What are the states of change feeling like? Good. We'll bring ourselves back up. Bend that front knee. We'll spin the heels together one more time. Buddha squat. And we'll twist. And we'll twist. Good. We'll come to center. Sink it down. Chest up. Straightening the legs. Kick the heels out and forward fold. I'm going to switch and turn. Wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Feet are even and parallel. Hinging at the hips, letting that upper body hang. Your knees can be soft. Feel your flesh hanging from your bones in your chest and your back. Low back breathing. Practice that Ishvara Pranidhana, that part of the Niyama limb or branch. Surrender, humility. Are you in one leg more than the other? What are you feeling in your ankles, your toes? Can you distribute energy in order to feel things in a more equal way? What's out of balance? What's new and different? We'll bring the hands down, bring the knees down, and come to sitting. We'll practice our Dandasana, sitting upright, flexing the toes. Your legs don't have to be together. Feel your container. Legs, spine, belly, chest, skin, flesh. Activate, flex the toes. Legs are very actively doing something. Feel the activation inside of the shin muscles. What is that? Feel the backs of the thighs pressing down. What squeezes and clenches? What does clenching feel like? Can you move and lengthen in clenched spaces, or do you have to find a softness in order to find movement of growing tall through the spine? Let's breathe in and lengthen upward, shoulders down. Can you still grow tall through each individual rib? Not through the shoulder blades. Can we grow tall through each individual rib and notice what we're feeling? And hinge at the hips. Now, if you'd like to use a strap here, you could bring a strap to the bottoms of the feet, holding as close to the feet. I had a strap. Oh, well. As you can. Elbows out to the sides. See if the legs can stay active. And that likely will intensify the sensations. What are we feeling and where are we feeling it? In the back, in the backs of the legs, in the shins, in the tops of the thighs, in the knees, back of the neck. Can we still lengthen each rib forward toward the big toes? If your hands can rest on the feet or the shins, go ahead. Feel the breath. If the legs lose their action, that flexing, can you return to it? Notice the emotions when you notice you've let something go. And roll the spine up. We'll bring that right knee in. Wrap the left arm around the right knee. Some of you may want to step that foot a little wider. Some might want to bring it a little closer to the thigh. Others may wish to lean back and see if the elbow can come outside as a brace outside of that knee. Right hand as close to us as possible so that we're not leaning back. Shoulder blades rooting down, neck growing tall, breath in. And twist the belly button and the rib cage to the right, left leg still squeezing, breath. Where's the yielding and the surrender? What does it feel like? Gently release, lengthen the right leg, pull that left foot in, Marichiyasana. Choose where that left foot is, perhaps just wrapping around that knee, left hand close to the spine, spine lifting, breath in, squeeze that right thigh, and twist, twist, twist. Some of you may want to find the bind. Maybe you always do that this way. Right now, check in. Is that the brain thinking? Or can we open ourselves to feeling and let go of a dominant thinking space? Beautiful. Let's gently release. We'll bring the bottoms of both feet together. Try not to hike the heels up to the groin if that rounds the spine. Find freedom and space in the body. Go with the freedom that the body gives us. Breath in and lift the chest and fold and flow. What wants to move, what doesn't? Breathe in as we come up. Exhale as we come forward. What does freedom feel like? How does the sense of freedom change? Feel states of change as it's going on. What's changing in the chest? What's changing in our perception of it, our awareness of it? What's changing in the feet? Maybe delivering some loving touch into the feet. Perhaps close the eyes. Hear the sound of your breath. Are you varying your speed so that you can really truly check in with feeling? Is your neck rigid or is it fluid? Good. We'll come upright. I'm going to keep my left leg bent out in front of us and take the right knee here. Now, some of you might want to put a cushion under this knee or under your butt. That foot can be sideways like this, or some of you are able to tuck and bring the top of the foot to the floor. Spine up. Feel right now what's going on in the ankle, top of the foot, knee. What are some of the signals that the body is telling us in the hips, in the spine? But definitely be careful of this knee. And maybe you need to adjust. You feel out. Change your positioning. Where do you find greater ease? Spine up and twist. And then I'm going to lay my body down. You might want a pillow under you here. And some of you can come to the forearms. Others can lay the belly all the way down. What is the physical body telling us? How do we find more ease and freedom in it? Can we just feel it? Does it require a change? And gradually bring ourselves up. Feel the state of change and sensation changing as we come up, the release of energy. And let's take our time as we bring ourselves over to the other side. I'm doing a check-in mentally right now, feeling my sensations, feeling the sense of touch in the whole body. Feel alive with sensation, feeling the fabric that's on my skin and feeling my free amount of skin and all of the information it's sending me. Ooh, top of that right ankle, getting a little cramp in my arch, so I'm making a little adjustment here. Feeling the breath. Revolving. On every exhale, noticing how sensation changes, range of movement changes. And when we're ready, laying that upper body down. Feel your breath. Notice and observe everywhere in your physical body that you can be aware of your breath touching, leaving a sensation. Leaving an emotion. Carrying away a sensation. Carrying away an emotion. And we'll bring ourselves back up. Good. Let's prepare to lie the body down. So you can give yourself support walking with the arms, or maybe some of you want to experience feeling the body contain and control with strength to lower down, laying down vertebra by vertebra. No choice is superior. Different sensations are being afforded us. Bottoms of the feet together, inner thighs open, Supta Baddha Konasana. reclining bound angle. As you're noticing sensations right now, what is changing? I'm noticing that my body is gradually releasing and letting go and letting go. So I'm feeling the state of change of release. The gradual and subtle, eventual releasing. And it changes the whole spectrum of sensation. Now there's less releasing, and I'm noticing more tension in the right hip flexor than in the left. And now I'm resisting the brain wanting to analyze. Feel the weight of the arms. Feel the skin on your throat, sides of your neck, backs of your ears. Eyelids, jaw, your faces. We'll bring the inner thighs together, feet firm on the floor. Feel the breath, the belly and the chest rising with breath. Feet are a few inches apart, knees a few inches apart. Keep the gaze up to the ceiling. Try not to turn your head here. Feel the surface of your feet. How much contact can you feel through each toe pad? The entire surface of your sole of your foot. Are you only aware of the heels? Can you feel the arches lifting off the floor or pressing into the floor? What is an even distribution of use of the foot as you push down through the foot and thrust the hips up, bridge? Softening in the backs of the shoulders, allowing the body weight to be carried there. Lift the chin a little so that we're not compressing the vertebrae in the neck. Allow the belly to breathe. Allow the flesh of the belly to expand, uninhibited, and feel. What are we feeling in the neck, the shoulders, the bones of the arms? Muscles of the thighs, the groin, the buttocks. How about the back, the entire back of the spine? Wrapping around the waist, what are we feeling in the waist? Feet, ankles, shins, calves. What's changing in the feelings? What's changing in our breath? Let's lift the right leg if you wish. Breath. Right foot down. Lift the left leg if you wish. Left foot down. Push into the bridge. What's changed in feeling when we feel both legs contributing now? And lower the hips down. Feel that contact and notice the sensations as each vertebra comes in contact with the earth. The release of exertion. Bottoms of the feet together, inner thighs opening. Hands to the belly or the chest. Nice deep breath in. Feel. And release that breath. Try to relax the abdomen enough that you can actually feel your organs. Deep breath in. And release that breath. Release the arms. Lengthen the legs. And let them softly go limp. Let the body be where it is. Try to resist an urge to fix or fidget. What are the sensations that we're feeling in the legs? What's the information our skin, our flesh, our nervous system is delivering to us? Perhaps leave the eyes open to stay connected to sensory awareness, to conscious awareness, because we are still practicing. Start to awaken the body to movement, subtle movement, and observe that spectrum of sensation and how it's changed, especially when we start with subtlety. Feel nuance, a velvety experience, maybe a tenderness in our sensory field as we stretch and introduce movement gradually. In your own way, in your own time. Sometimes you could roll into a fetal position, or some of you prefer to just come straight up. Got an earring stuck in my clothing. Find a comfortable way of sitting. You could be sitting crisscross applesauce, maybe in Sukhasana, shin in front of shin. Perhaps you're exploring lotus. And this is half lotus, heel up toward the hip bone, noticing the signals of sensation that are coming from the knees and the hips. I'm going to stick with Ardha, with half. Some of you might wish to find a full lotus, but I'm going to stay with half. Feel the spine and the torso carrying the body, holding it upright with intention. First limb of yoga, non-harming, non-stealing, non-lying, moderation, non-hoarding. How did we experience that in our practice today? How are we experiencing it now? Second limb of yoga, niyamas, purity, contentment, discipline, self-observation, and humility. Third limb of yoga, our relationship with the physical body, its capacity and possibility. Fourth limb of yoga, our connection with our relationship with our breath, its capacity and possibility. Pratyahara, the fifth limb, our relationship with our senses, taste, smell, touch, sight, hearing, sound. Our full immersion in them, and yet our disconnection from them, non-distraction with them. And the last three limbs, concentration, meditation, and unifying. Feel your connection with all of those branches today. If you wish to join single Om, connecting breath with sound coming through this vessel of body. Deep breath in. Hands to the heart center, to the Anjali Mudra. Mudras are yoga poses for the hands. This one, holding our heart in our hands, our intention close to our heart. Take a moment and reflect on your practice plan, your intention today. Hold it close to you, carry it with you, because the yoga practice is within us. It isn't on our mat. All the love and light in me is deeply grateful for being able to share my practice with the love and light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. This has been our home yoga practice live. This week, our theme or the element that we're trying to connect with is feeling, not thinking. I gave a reading today from Meditations on the Mat from Rolf Gates. Please, I'll hang out for a moment. If there's anyone who has any questions or suggestions, anything that came up for them in their practice today. Claudia, how are your feet? I know, again, this practice is not going to be curative of your feet, but I hope that it was not too discomforting on your poor toes. If you're looking for more of our practice, we've got basics practice, power practices. Go to our YouTube channel, look up our playlists there, as well as on our Facebook and our playlists there. If you go under videos, you'll see the playlists for home yoga practice and more. If it's in your heart or your pocket, we've been donation-based for 10 years and hope to continue to practice with folks. Hi, Tamra. Thank you so much for joining. I'm really humbled to be able to share. Hope that there was something in there that helps contribute to your journey and your practice. Thank you. Namaste. Yes, paypal.me/justbeyoga if it's in your heart or your pocket to be able to donate. Otherwise, I hope to be able to see some of you again. Feel free to email or send a message on Facebook if you have a question. Deeply honored. Namaste.